Hello everyone, how are you all keeping? I hope everyone's keeping well. So we've come down here to Leash Angling Centre today. I have a few hours. We're going to do a bit of fly fishing for some rainbow trout. Now these are stocked rainbow trout. It's a fishery here in Ireland that's open all year round, even through the winter. The rainbows in the lake are triploid, so I believe they don't breed, or they haven't got the facilities to breed. So you can fish for them all winter. And there's brown trout here in the lake. So we're going to go down and give it a whack. I'm going to show you some of the new luggage that I've picked up, lads. I love using the Wychwood range for the fly fishing. I just think they cover a lot of the bases, and it's an affordable range. A lot of people watching these videos, there's a lot of pros as well as a lot of beginners, a lot of young lads having affordable tackle. It's a big thing, so I picked up a little bit of luggage just to keep the car a little bit tidy. Something that I'm really impressed with is this. And you're thinking, what is this? Now, it's actually a fly rod carrier, a carry-all I think it's called. And the handy thing about this is, lads, it saves you from having all those fly tubes hanging around the car with all your different fly rods. So it comes like this. There's two little sections on the top. It splurges out so that you can leave the fly reels on the rods. You just open it up like this, and there's 4 sections on the inside. As you can see there, the rods and reels are ready to go really. You can leave your leaders on the reels, and all you're doing is taking out whichever rod you want to use at the time. I've got the Ionica there, I've got the Trout fly there, and we've got the Flow on the other side. So covering all the ranges. We've got a 5-weight, a 6-weight, and another little 5-weight. We've one more section there. I'm going to put in a 6-7 weight, something a little bit beefier. I have something in mind to go in there over the next few weeks. So yeah, it's a handy little carry-all, and it covers all the ranges. For instance, there we have the Ionica. It's a lovely rod. That's the 9-foot 5-weight. Here we have the Trout fly. I love the colours on the rods. That one's a lovely blue. This one's a lovely kind of a dark red. Nice reel there. 5-6 weight reel. Just when you're fishing down at this place, you don't need an overly heavy rod. A 5 or 6 weight is perfect. You can use a 7 weight if you want. And I always bring a little kind of a beginner friendly setup just to show people that you don't need to spend an arm and a leg to go out and catch a few rainbow trout. So that's I believe that's called the Flow. Yeah, that's the Flow. And I have a little 5-weight reel on that. So that's the rod tube, lads. Carry all. Just stuck it into the back seat or the boot of your car. It doesn't take up any space, and you have all your rods ready to go. It's just so handy. I said I'd put a clip like this into the start of the videos. And I have a little bag that I bring around with me. This one sits over your shoulder. You can see here. It fits everything into it, lads. You're only fishing on a stock lake, or if you're going out on a boat. Now in this I keep I don't bring much when I go fly fishing for rainbow trout anyway. I bring maybe 2 boxes of flies, a few streamers, a few dries, a few crazy things like eggs and Chernobyl ants, and it's just random things that I buy and I want to try out. I keep my recording equipment, so I have my chest mount, and I have all my batteries and my tripods in here. That stays in here. There's loads of sections on this little backpack. This one here is just for the forceps and the scissors. The rest is for your gink, your leaders, your strike indicators. It all fits into this. It's a lovely little size, kind of like a small gear bag. It's got a waterproof casing around it, so it'll keep it nice and dry in those downpours that just inevitably happen when you're fly fishing. And yeah, you've 3 setups. You can carry 4 if you want. More than likely you're only going to be carrying 1 or 2, but if you're a competition angler, you can stick in your 4 rods into the carry-all and tear it away like that. So anyway, we're going to get the rods set up. Probably going to set up just the 3 basic setups, maybe a little bit of a streamer, a bit of a humongous, maybe a dry. It's blowing a gale here, so I don't know what the dries are going to be like, and we're fishing in November, so I don't know. I haven't been down here in ages what the fishing's going to be like. But if we can catch a fish on each of the 3 rods, we'll just do it really quickly for the crack. It's about 11:30. It gets dark here around 3:30 these days, so we have the place to ourselves here. I think there's one other angler down here. It's kind of it looks like it's calm weather here, lads, but it's blowing a gale down there. I've got shelter off the back of the building. So yeah, that's the range we're going to be going with. I love the Wychwood stuff, so we're going to Wychwood Game, actually. That's what it's called, Wychwood Game. I love that range, so we're going to go down and try catch a few fish in it and put it to the test anyway. Good stuff, let's go. One other thing I said I'd mention, lads, I forgot to reeve it on my head. I've been using these for the last, I think, 2 or 3 months. They're the Madison Target range of sunglasses. Now, when I'm picking out sunglasses, it's very important to me. Now, before I'd like the ones that were just square shaped, because to be honest, they look kind of cool and they fit nice in your head. These ones are really good in a sense that they wrap around your eye. So when you're going fishing, number one, you want to protect your eyes from the sun. Number two, you're casting a fly or a lure. You don't want that to go into your eyeball. That's a big thing. And number three, when you can cover off the back of your eye. So these kind of wrap around your head. If you can see me here, they cover around nearly every part of your eye. No matter what way you turn to the sun, there's no sunlight getting in near your eye. So you're going to get a full range of cover no matter what way you turn your head. The other ones have a bit of a gap. If you have the square lens, the sun can get in if you turn your eye. These ones wrap around your eye, and obviously when I'm fishing I wear a peaked cap as well, because it just blocks out the sun. All of a sudden there's no strain on your eyeball. You have a full coverage looking forward. These sunglasses are polarized as well, so you have a good chance of looking into the lake, and if you see a follow behind your fly, you can just tease it and maybe get the rainbow trout to strike. It's the same with the fishing on the rivers or on the lakes, or for the pike fishing or anything like that. Polarized sunglasses, keep an eye on your lure or your fly as it comes into you. A lot of the time there's a fish following, and without these you just won't see that. So protects your eyes, gives you a chance of seeing a fish if it's following. Make sure you wear them, lads. If you've kids watching, stick on a pair of sunglasses, protects your eyes. It's a big thing. So yeah, let's get the rods lined up. That's a lot of talking anyway. I just want to go fishing for an hour, so let's go. I actually used these fly rods 2 times now since I got them, so I'm going to talk you quickly about what I thought of them, just because I've got to use them now. So this is the Ionica range. Now it looks really cool, I'll be honest. I'm all about aesthetics when it comes to fishing. If you feel confident in your tackle and you feel like you love your tackle, you have to be excited about using it. This rod just looks unreal, I'll be honest. If I was to design a fly rod, it would be based on that. I just think it's 10 out of 10 for appeal. I love the blue. I love the way it feels in your hand. It's so delicate and light. This will probably be my dry fly rod for fishing out on the mayfly out on the lake. It's 9'5" weight, so yeah, it's a bit light, but you can really delicately set your fly out into the water with it. And when I say light, lads, it weighs next to nothing. When you're fishing with it in your hand, use a little feather down line, and it's really, really nice. This would probably be like Wychwood Game's flagship model, as far as I know. I think it is. It's their most expensive rod. But yeah, there's good high quality components. Even inside in the eyes, I don't know if you can make it out in the camera there, but it's kind of got like that bluey greeny tinge. It just looks cool, and it just feels nice in the hand. Like, that's light as a feather. We have the Ionica reel on that as well, so it suits it. It's matched up nicely. I have floating line on that setup. Now going from the next setup down, I've only used this rod one time, and this is the, how do I describe it? It's the MF version, so it's a really soft presentation. I think that's the way to describe it. This is just my own words, lads. You know, you'll probably hear different opinions from different lads, but this rod is a really delicate presentation. So if you want your fly to like really softly fall down on the water and not spook the fish, this is your rod. I wouldn't use this rod if you're going for any mad distances or ranges, because it doesn't really have the backbone in it to send it a mile. I found out with the first time I was using it, or maybe I was using the wrong line. But what I did pick up from using this rod is it's like ultralight fishing for the trout, what I do with the lure fishing, whereas it's a really, really accurate and delicate way of presenting the fly. It's in a different price range than the Trout, than the Ionica, but it matches up nicely. Like, it's not a fast action. There's lots of movement in the tip, but it just sends it out, and you can really drop the fly down delicately. I'm no professional fly angler, lads. This is just my own thoughts. A lot of people will agree with me, but a lot of people will disagree with me as well. That's fine. That's all about opinions. Fishing is all about opinions. But I really do rate them rods. Now, this rod is a little dinger. Now, I'm pretty sure it retails for around 50 or 60 euros. This is the flow. So if you're thinking about getting into fishing or fly fishing and you've a stock lake near you, pick up something like this and give it a go. It's not going to cost you a fortune. It's so beginner friendly, and I tell you what, it's a lot higher quality than some of the rod and reel combos you can buy. You can buy these things, and I'm not going to name any brands, but a lot of them can be terrible. Whereas if you just buy this rod and buy a little cheap fly reel, stick it together, you'll be on the water there for next to nothing, 70 or 80 euros if you have a few kids in the house, and this will get them out fly fishing. Now it's got a great appeal to it. I'm using a little 5-weight reel, floating line. It's more of a whippy cast, so you could use a little streamer, you could use a little dry fly, you can use next to anything. You could fish it on the river. It's just a bit of an all-rounder. It's a 9-foot 5-weight rod. I used it down here casting the humongous, and then I put on a dry fly. It was fine. Like I said, lads, I'm no professional fly angler. I do a lot of lure fishing, but I have been fly fishing since I was 10 years of age. I'm 30 now, so I know how to fly fish. I'm not going to stand here and say I'm a professional fly fishing guide. I'm just giving my opinions. Beginner friendly, lads. The budget alone, you buy the rod for what, 50 or 60 euros. You stick a reel on it. You can stick any sort of reel on it. The rod does the majority of the work. The reel is, a lot of time it's just there to hold the line. Once it balances the rod, it's perfect. But yeah, it's unreal, lads. For the value of it. This and the other rod that I was using, the combo, the blue one, I don't think it has a name. It's a 9-foot 5 to 6 weight. Now this is a 9-foot 5 weight. It's perfect for beginners. It covers all the bases. I'm all about saving a few quid if it's at all possible. I love the Ionica. If you're somebody who just lives and dies for fly fishing, that's the rod to go for. But if you're somebody who's thinking about fly fishing and you don't know if you want to try it, you don't want to spend a huge amount of money on it, you want to get a good setup so that you can enjoy it and have a good chance of catching a few fish, that's probably the rod to go for. It's just my opinion, lads. A lot of people will agree, a lot of people will disagree. There's loads of brands out there, but this kind of covers everything. So yeah, we've got a floating line on this. We've got floating lines on all of them because the lake is only 1 or 2 meters deep in a lot of places, so you can cover all the depths with a floating line. I use an intermediate sometimes. The competition lads will go to sinking lines, but if you're only down for a few hours, a floating line will cover you a slow sinking intermediate as well. Yeah, let's get them rigged up. Give it a go. It's the wind's definitely picked up now, so hopefully we can catch a fish or two here and show you something for the end of the video. Give it a thumbs up, lads, if you picked up any bit of information there anyway. This is just a short video to get out of the house for a few hours, so hopefully we can catch a fish. Let's go. Lots of refusals. Hopefully the next one will take it. We're just waiting for one of them to open them out. You can see a few fish coming up and turning away. The visibility is quite clear in the water, but they're having a really good look at that fly and they're thinking about it, but they don't really want to take it. Oh, nearly. There's a good few fish thinking about it there now. Come on. Bit of a breeze picking up might stir them up to being a bit more aggressive. Yeah. Fish on. Very nice. Just get him onto the reel. They're decent enough fish, I'd say. Yeah. Probably around 3 or 4 pound. I used this rod before, but I didn't have the right line to match it, and you can hear now, lads, it just really suits it. It's very smooth. It's casting a lot nicer there than the first time I used it. Come on. I think he's nearly done. So I'm going to try and unhook this fish nice and quickly. I'll just get him into the net. We're using these big rubber mesh nets, so if we can get him in at all, the hook pops straight out. This is more of a, whoa, have to waken up a bit there. So what I try to do is keep the rod tip down and try to guide the fish, and I only kind of lift the rod tip up when I'm putting the fish into the net. You can kind of control the direction by, you can see I'm pulling the rod to the side and keeping it nice and low. he's nearly done. When I think he's nearly done, we'll lift the rod tip up high and try to guide him into the net if he will cooperate without tearing off again. There he is. Once you have his head up, you kind of have him. It's a chunky fish, that's why he's putting up a bit more of a battle. He has a bit of weight behind him. Might need another second or two. Come on, buddy. You're going to get released straight away anyway. It's a lovely looking rainbow trout. We nearly had him there. I think he bumped his head on the net. Come on. That's a heavy fish. Very good, he's bigger than I thought. Now we'll keep him in the water. Don't like lifting him up in the bank. I have the wellies on, so I'm going to step into the shallow water and hook him and then slip him back. Okay, so guys, we have a lovely little rainbow trout here. It's in good condition. Just wet the hands in the water before you hold them up. Show him here to the camera. Nice fish. He's in super condition, give a great fight on the Wychwood Ionic rod. We'll just slip him back here. Ooh. Very good. Love to see him go back. I'm wondering just after stopping over to this fly line, so I want to see what it fits like. Hopefully it'll send it out. I'm not going to cast too far. A lot of fish around the edges of the lakes. Just need to straighten out that line a bit. There's a bit of memory in that line. I just need to straighten it out. It's the first time it's seen the water. Yep. Oh, that was a nice hook set. He doesn't look huge, but it was a nice hook set. Get him on the reel. Oh, he's gone. Alright, we'll get another one. Yeah. He missed it like 5 times in a row. Try to keep up with him. He came up for it like 4 times and eventually it opened the mouth. I think a lot of the time what they do is they try to drown it when you're losing small dries. The rainbows, they kind of try to smack off it and drown it, and then they just suck it in. And the water's quite clear as well, so they're a little bit more careful. This one's on the true fly though. It's a softer action on this rod. It's very forgiving. Very smooth action. Like there's a good bit of pressure on the fish there now, and there's no jagged movement, so it's basically the fish is fighting himself. Just let him tire himself out. Let him do all the work. Keep the rod down, turn him to the side. He's nearly done. Okay, I'd say he's done now. Just put him into the net. Nice fish, around 2 pound. Give it a good fight. Lovely. Just have him in the water resting. Wet the hands before you hold any trout. Give him a bit of a chance. Nice healthy fish. Here he is. Took the fly nice and hard. Nice progressive action off that true fly rod. We'll stop him back here. Now, good stuff. Let's get another one. Now guys, this is the, surprisingly enough, this is the budget friendly option, and I'm looking forward to using this on the river when the river season back opens again for the wild brown trout. But if you're somebody at home looking to get into fly fishing, This rod casts like a dream. It costs next to nothing. It's absolutely ideal. So I'm just going to fish short range in close around the banks. The other few fish are coming in along the sides. A lot of the rainbows in these lakes, they kind of patrol around the sides of the lakes. That's where they do their feeding a lot of the time. Anything that falls in off any bit of a bush is dinner to these rainbow trout. Because you can imagine there's a lot of them going around, and any sort of a terrestrial that just lands in off the lake, it just rings the dinner bell for them. So you don't need to cast too far on these stock lakes. A lot of the best fishing you'll get is walking around the edges of the lakes. That's where a lot of the big fish will be patrolling. So you can see there, I'm just casting parallel to the bank. I rarely cast right out into the middle unless you're pulling something like a streamer. So I'm just going to keep meandering the line down along the bank. There's fish refusing this fly in every cast. Just putting on the sunglasses here now to see what's going on. Get a better look. There's a few fish coming up underneath it. We just need one of them to... These big fish after rising over here. Throw it over there, see if he'll come back up. Oh, something came up there, but he missed it. Let's try it again. Sometimes the splash off the fly is enough to get their attention. That was a big fish, the one that jumped over there. Just leave it there for a second. Sometimes it gives them a second to come back around. I'll land it on top of them again. You never know. When you see a big fish rising, it's just instinct to cast straight to him, but you'd never really know what that fish was taking. So we'll go back to what we were doing. It's working. Yeah. It's an active one. Woo! Off he goes. Lovely. The battery died halfway through the fight, but we have the fish in the net anyway on the Wychwood flow. I'll just get him unhooked here now and show it to the camera, and we'll slip him back nice and quickly. But the battery died on the GoPro halfway through the fight. Typical. This is a bit of a weird looking fish. Looks like he's got a broken back. There he is. Lovely rainbow trout. Nice chunky one. Weird shape. He's been through the wars. Anyway, yeah. Now, I hope you all enjoyed this little video. People are always asking what gear do I use for the fly fishing, especially down here in the east, and this is a bit of a step through exactly what I use. Simple fishing setups. The Wychwood Game have a good range of everything. Just mix it up when you're down here. This place is open at the weekends. They'll be having a few more opening days during the Christmas period. But it's always welcome for everybody to come down and give it a go. Just ring the number down here at Leash Angling Centre. Bring down all your gear. Fly fishing, crush the barbs off the hooks, lads. You can fly fish in this top lake, in the middle lake. The next lake has got carp in it. The carp fishing isn't the best during the winter, but you can catch them on the fly during the summer. And then the very top lake, it's a bait lake, so you're allowed to bait fish with worms, and you can do a bit of fly fishing up there if the fishing's slow. But yeah, that's basically a layout of it. All the big fish mainly are in this top lake and the middle lake. The fish up the top lake are mainly, you know, 2, 3, 4 pounds. Still good rainbow trout, but the big ones are definitely in the middle lake and this top lake here. And yeah, make sure to come down and give it a go, lads. I'll be down here a little bit more during the winter. Usually when I get a day off, I come down and say hello to Jono and Enda and Jake. So thanks for watching, lads. Give the video a like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. Catch you out here next time.